Hey, remember the other day when we did that sarcastic, silly thing about violence in D&D, where we were responding to the tweet that we found about the guy saying that the violence in D&D is inherent of the violence in the individuals, and all the violence in D&D is perpetrating violence for no reason other than the violence. And if you play D&D and are violent in D&D, is because secretly you're a violent murderer. Remember that? Well, I decided to go back and read the rest of the things this individual posted to see where they were coming from and what actual facts that they had to confirm their hypothesis before I made fun of them again. And if you go through his 20 plus tweets about how bad D&D is and how bad violence D&D is, and we're not playing D&D the way it's supposed to be, and we're bad if we do violent things in D&D, you discover that he has a solution. And oh no, it's not my solution, which was silly. But if you get far enough into his rambling tweets, you realize what he's doing is setting you up to buy his system. Because his final conclusion is, I made a game, and you should buy my game because it's just like D&D, except I replaced it with some of the rules from storytelling games like World of Darkness. So basically, he made his own OSR game called Rogue, I believe, which I'm pretty sure you can't use that name. And then, it's an OSR D20 clone, but he's replaced a lot of the rules with the storytelling rules from storytelling games like White Wolf. So, yeah, basically he was shilling his game and using the example of how bad D&D is to let us know that he's resolved this crisis of faith that we have about D&D by making his own game and telling us that the solution is to buy his game. Which is all the more reason to make fun of him. Because, man, really, dude, you're not serious. You're just trying to sell your game, and you're harvesting the nonsense that floats around our hobby about how it's bad. But I enjoyed making fun of you. So once again, remember, replace all the violence in your role-playing game with Hello Kitty. Because Kitty-chan rules the world.